Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome to ATV. Now, this video is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to be going over my favorite movies of 2017. Now, this is something I'm going to try and do every year where I will reflect on the of my favorite movies that I watched in the previous year. And a lot of you may not agree with me, but some of these movies I really actually enjoyed. The next movie is A Cure for Wellness. Now, a lot of people actually hated this movie, but it had me on the edge of my seat for a long time. The movie is over 2 hours long, and I love it when a really long movie keeps me on edge the whole time. I think this movie it's a little weird, has a lot of weird stuff in it, but I think the director had it perfectly down to just the colors of the movie. The movie was beautifully shot, had a lot of wonderful colors, pleasing to the eye, and the story just kept me, in the movie the whole time. I highly recommend this movie if you ever find it. Alright, the next movie that I really enjoyed last year was Jeepers Creepers 3. Now I know what everybody's saying. This movie had so many bad reviews. I looked it up online. Jeepers Creepers 3 review. Jeepers Creepers 3 review. And everybody gave negative reviews. Now, I, being a fan of Jeepers Creepers, actually love this movie. It wasn't the best Jeepers Creepers ever made. The first one's still going to be the best one. But I don't see what the problem is. Now, everybody's complaining about the effects. But the effects in the first two were not that great either. But it was still a very scary movie. So if you just actually look past the effects in this movie and actually pay attention to more of the story, and you're a Jeepers Creepers fan like I am, it's a perfect movie. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's great. It's pretty good. I heard the director came back, the same one who did the first two. I heard he was a lot in the news. There's a lot going on about him. I don't want to get into that, but I think that was another reason why people were just giving this horrible reviews, just because of the director. But anyway, this movie takes place in between Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I don't want to spoil too much because there's a lot of cast recalls back to this movie, and I think that makes it more interesting. But I highly recommend this one as well. Alright, the next movie I'm about to talk about, I just watched literally not even a few days ago, but it came out last year. Fantastic movie, and that is Better Watch Out. Now, the less you know about this movie, the better. I recommend you do not even watch the trailer. It's best to watch this movie without having any knowledge of what the movie's about, because the trailer kind of ruins the movie for you. The trailer kind of tells you exactly what this movie's about. There is a super twist in this movie, and had me flipping out. It was so messed up. But it's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. Just do not watch the trailer. Fair warning, do not watch the trailer. Just watch the movie first. Alright, the next movie I want to talk about is Collateral Beauty. So this movie is about a man who lost his daughter. And he's a very broken man. He's very weird after this situation occurred. And his co-workers are trying to get him to snap out of it. So his co-workers gather up some actors to play characters in front of him. Now, he writes letters to love. He writes letters to fear. He writes letters to people. He never writes letters to people. He writes letters to emotions. And so the co-workers came together and thought of a plan to snap him out of it, and have actors come up as fear, love, and things like that. This movie has a super twist ending. It's a very sad movie, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. Collateral Beauty. Beauty. Did I just say booty? Alright, the next movie is Annabelle Creation. Now, I really went at this movie with really low expectations because the first one wasn't really that good, the first Annabelle. So I just walked in the movie like, this is just another weird, stupid movie, I thought. But no, this one was actually really good. Really scary. It tells the origin of the Annabelle doll and how it became the Annabelle doll that we all know and love from The Conjuring. I really don't want to spoil too much, but this is a very scary movie. It's very good. Alright, the next movie is It. Now, me being a huge Stephen King fan and a huge It fan, I was super excited when I found out this movie was being made. The only thing I was really kind of nervous about was the director. They switched directors during the making of the movie. It was Cary Fukunaga who was originally directing, but then they switched to Andy Muschietti. Everybody says his name different, but I think I just screwed his name up. I don't care. Only reason I was nervous about him directing is because he directed the movie called Mama, and I didn't really like that movie. So I was really nervous when he was going to get a hold of this really good franchise. But he actually did an amazing job. Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job. The kids were fantastic. And I heard there's a sequel coming out in another year or so. So I love this movie. I really recommend it. If you have not seen the new It, check it out. Alright, the next movie is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Now, this movie was perfect. As perfect as you can get. It has a lot of callbacks from the original, like 3. Part 4 was really not that good. I did not enjoy Part 4. That was on Stranger Tides. I did not enjoy that one. So I again went into this movie with really low expectations because of the 4th one. But it really surprised me. This movie was so good. If you're a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, I highly recommend this as well. Alright, the next movie is Passengers. Now, this is a really good movie. This movie is about a man who accidentally wakes up 90 years too soon. He's in a spaceship going to another planet, and he was already on the craft for hundreds and thousands of years. And they were going to a planet where everything's more advanced. And he is alone on this spaceship. He is alone, and he's looking for a mate. He wakes up a girl, and while she was still in hibernated sleep. And they fall in love on the spaceship. It is a really good movie. I highly recommend this one. This one blew my mind when I first saw it, so I really recommend this movie here. Alright, the next movie is The Dark Tower. Now, again, a lot of people hated this movie. Now, the only reason why I don't see anything wrong with this movie is because I didn't read the book. This is one Stephen King book series that I did not read, so I did not know what I was getting into. I kind of knew a few things about the story, but I like this movie personally. But again, if you read the book, then it may not be the same. So I can understand to certain people not like this movie, but recommend it. Alright, the last and final movie that I'm going to talk about, again, a lot of people actually hated. It was actually very intense for me, and that is Get Out. It was Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, his first directing debut, and it was a very good start. And I didn't know he could write horror films as good. This was a really psychological horror movie. I'm trying to find the words to this. It doesn't make a lot of sense at first, but when it comes around at the end, it all makes perfect sense. Again, I highly recommend it. It's a very good movie. Well, there you go, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I tweet all the time, and I follow everybody back who follows me. I'm Austin Taylor, and thank you guys for watching ATV.